Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's 10 o'clock. I call this Sawyer County Zoning Committee meeting to order. Roll call, Kathy, please.
Ron Buckholz.
Here.
Stacy Hessel.
Here.
Kay Wilson.
Here.
John Righeimer.
Here.
Tweed Schuman. Not here. NA.
Okay, all right, number B, Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh. All right, number C, states of committee and hearing procedures and statement of hearing notice. The full statement of this committee and hearing procedure document, including directions for individuals wishing to speak at a public hearing to be conducted at the zoning committee meeting, are available in the back of the room next to the agenda for today's meeting. The statement of committee and hearing procedure document is hereby incorporated into record for the committee meeting. Any public hearing conducted at today's committee meeting has been published as a Class 2 notice in accordance with Chapter 985 of the Wisconsin statutes in the Sawyer County Record and the Sawyer County Gazette as posted. Okay, public comment at this time is intended for general public comments, not comments relating to specific applications before this committee. Each agenda item requiring a public hearing will have its public hearing conducted just prior to the application being considered by this committee. If you wish to speak on a specific agenda item, we encourage you to wait and hold your comments until then. We don't have anybody on that. Do we, Jay?
I do not believe so.
Jay?
We have one individual just sign in.
Okay.
But ultimately, moving on then, this is a public hearing for the Sawyer County Zoning Floodplain Ordinance Amendment references the Sawyer County Code of Ordinances, Appendix A for floodplains, Section 1.5, Parent 2, Parent B, Parent 4, amending the official map section for the adoption of the dam failure analysis for the Fish Trap Lake Dam. As included as part of the attachments, a dam failure analysis is an additional, I'll call it regulatory means for building activities within a floodway and a flood fringe. Generally speaking, this entire area was all considered as a floodplain and would have restrictions to building. But when we adopt a dam failure analysis, it actually breaks floodplain out into a floodway, which is the main course of the river, and then flood fringe during the 100-year storm event. You would expect to see water inundated in those areas. As part of the adoption of the dam failure analysis, we would then include this as part of our floodplain ordinance. This is also needed as part of potential dam replacement project that the county is pursuing. With adoption of the DFA, we get additional points as part of the grant that we will be submitting to the DNR as part of the municipal dam grant. There's one structure that would be inundated with the floodway. They've already been inundated with the floodplain, so nothing has changed as far as their location of their structure. They know that they are in that shadow, that if the dam was to fail, that there would be potential water into the basement portion of the structure. The other stuff further downstream is already low-lying wetland areas. It does have some additional, I guess, building prohibitions that would be put onto those properties. But generally speaking, these would have already been low areas close to the river. And a majority of the property owners downstream, there's a couple 40-acre chunks, and then to the north is most of the national forest. So you're not going to see a lot of building. And if someone wants to build south of the dam, there are still upland areas where more acceptable building practices would be. You would not want to be in those lower areas, just common sense for flooding purposes. So with that, we would need a motion to open the public hearing take any additional comments that we would receive on it, close the public hearing, and then have discussion action for the potential adoption.
Okay, need a motion to go into public hearing?
So moved.
Second. We have a motion by Ms. Hessel and a second by Mr. Righeimer to go into public hearing on Sawyer County zoning floodplain ordinance and amendment. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? We are now in public hearing. Is there anybody that wishes to speak on this?
Mr. Buckholz, will you recognize people that are virtually attending?
Yes, because it is public hearing. So is this Linda?
This is Linda Zilmer. May I comment at this time?
Yes, you may, as long as it's on this, what we're talking about here.
No, that's what it's about. I just have a question in looking over the materials, and if someone could explain the process. If I understand this correctly, this dam failure analysis was complete in 2021. And so what has been going on from 2021 to the present? And just more about, it's a process question as to this particular dam failure analysis. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and I can certainly answer that. So I've been in contact with the DNR, specifically the the dam engineer, Jacob Druffner, and we've been trying to work out the processes as to how to actually do a full floodplain ordinance update. There's a new model floodplain ordinance the DNR has put out. And Druffner is having some issues with how our current appendix section in our floodplain ordinance reads and how to potentially move some of those maps into the official map section. And that process has been going on for 3 years now with Druffner as to how to get it there, and still working on how to get it there with another individual by the name of Mia Van Horn. So we are close to looking at a full appeal and appeal of the floodplain ordinance and adoption of the new model ordinance. But at this time, it's not quite there. That's why we held off doing the DFA specifically for fish trap, because we were anticipating that we were doing a full model ordinance rewrite. That has not yet occurred. So ultimately to move forward with the point program as part of the municipal dam grant, we are just piecemealing out this DFA for fish trap. I would hope that within the next year, we're still looking at a new model ordinance update as well.
Okay. Lisa, you got a comment?
No,
Okay,
I just had it on.
all right. All right, is there anyone out there that wants to speak in opposition of this floodplain? If not, need a motion to come out of a public hearing?
So moved.
Second. We have a motion by Ms. Hessel and a second by Mr. Righeimer to come out of public hearing. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. We are now out of public hearing.
This is the discussion action for the Sawyer County zoning floodplain ordinance amendment references the Sawyer County Code of Ordinances, Appendix A, floodplain, section 1.5, parent 2, parent B, parent 4, which would be amending the official map section for the adoption of the dam failure analysis for Fish Trap Lake. That would include the floodplain and data tables as part of Exhibit A shown as the attached resolution. This would then, we'd be seeking approval, a recommendation of approval from zoning committee to move to the full county board for next Thursday.